In line with the aforementioned New York style.
People don't like the cheese in St. Louis.
What is it?
Provel.
I've never heard of that. That's different than provolone?
Yes.
I bet you that's better than the Chicago style, which is, as you said, lasagna. It's ridiculous.
It's indigenous to St. Louis, Provel cheese. But people don't like. People are very picky about it.
Smalls, the one thing I will disagree with you on and agree with Pat and Cam on. Connecticut style pizza is world renowned as maybe the best pizza. I'm not saying I agree with it, but they are correct in their assessment that those around the country would say that New Haven style, the burnt, brick oven kind of pizza is considered at that, power ranking 1 or 1A or 1A or 1B.
As someone that loves pizza, outside of people from Connecticut, I've never heard anyone say Connecticut style pizza, right? I've heard New York style, Detroit style, Chicago style, deep dish, never Connecticut nationwide.
We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Kenny here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Toscher here from MoMA. Battling a sore knee, a shoulder, elbow, hand, neck, back, or foot pain? MoMA can get you back in the game. MoMA is the new Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance, connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, with expert care and innovative treatments provided in their offices. The Surgery Center, Ortho Laser, Smart Scan, or MOSH. With the best orthopedic care and recovery, MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Call or walk in today. Visit MoMAMKE.com. That's MoMAMKE.com.
Calling all High Life lovers, the Champaign of Beers is making history. They're selecting their very first mayor of the Champaign of Beers region. Share your story, throw your hat in the ring, and show us why you love High Life by visiting the Miller Brewery website. Must be 25 plus to sign up, 21 plus to enjoy. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Kyle Walls for Universal Windows Direct. Can you believe we're already talking about the end of summer? It feels like we were just firing up our grills for Memorial Day. But if replacing your windows has been sitting on your to-do list, now's the time to get it done and cross it off for good. Right now, you can buy 4 windows and get 4 free, and you can also get 48 months of 0% interest financing. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
988 Wisconsin Lifeline. How can I help you?
Share hope, find purpose when you become a 988 Lifeline counselor. The 988 Wisconsin Lifeline provides free and confidential support to anyone in crisis. 988 has experienced tremendous growth, and more statewide counselors are needed. Staffed by Family Services, 988 counselors work remotely, are offered flexible hours, competitive compensation, benefits, and training. Apply today at 988lifelinecounselor.org. Family Services is an equal opportunity employer.
Paid for by grants from SAMHSA and the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Gonna get right into it today. Have a little vent sesh. We are here for you, 800-990-3776, as the rich get richer and the Dodgers get Tarik Skubal over the weekend. Lots of different ways to look at this, guys. But I, for one, am choosing to woosah my way through this.
Woosah?
Yeah, you know, woosah. Woosah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a yogi.
No, I put my guardrail. It's not even guardrails. What are the things? The noise barriers on the side of the highway? Yeah, those are up. Those are up. But I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm having a very, very difficult time.
This is good. We can work through this together.
Okay.
So
this
is an improvement over what you texted yesterday.
Well, it's over. But I'm trying to stay positive.
As I said, we're going to work through this together.
Wait.
What?
I don't think you can start at a place of, it's over, but I'm trying to stay positive.
All right, well,
if you're declaring it over, I don't. That doesn't get more bottom than that.
Help me then.
I wish I could.
We're going to try. We're going to work through this together, okay? Brewers were obviously in the mix. By every report, the Brewers made an offer to the Tigers to get Tarik Skubal to bolster their rotation. Brewers still have the best record in baseball, so there is that today. August, whatever the heck it is, 3rd, must be the 3rd. Yeah, because it's the trade deadline. Today, later today, 5 p.m. our time. I'm going to continue giving the Brewers the benefit of the doubt. It has worked really well so far. I believe that the front office of Matt Arnold, et cetera, understands the opportunity that the Brewers have in front of them. I believe he wants to take that next step and get this team to the World Series. In fact, believing otherwise would be foolish. I also believe, based on all the reporting we saw, that the Brewers were in the mix here. And sometimes the other side, because as you know, it takes two to tango. I believe that's what Billy Madison taught us. Sometimes the other side just doesn't tango. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories. We can play the X-Files music as the morning goes on. But Gabe, I am content this morning sitting in the space of, I think the Brewers did everything they could to get Tarik Skubal within reason, right? Because again, we knew who was not on the table. We knew the guys they were not willing to trade to go out and get this rental of a player. I think they went as far as they were willing to go. The Tigers said no. They decided to tango with the Dodgers. And I believe the Brewers are going to make an additional move, some move, before the trade deadline today. That is what is going to keep me riding, keep me high for the remainder of today.
I just wish they would have gone a little bit further. I mean, it's hard to know, and there's just so much information out there. You don't know what's true, what's not true. And if Logan Henderson, as much as I like Logan Henderson, it's a limited sample set right now. If Logan Henderson is what prevented this deal from happening, I think that could be a mistake. Because, yeah, if you want somebody, you got to give up something. I guess unless you're the Dodgers, then you don't really have to give up much because I don't think they really gave up that much. And, yeah, it seems unfair if, hey, we need to have Logan Henderson from the Brewers, and then they, I guess, decide that River Ryan, who's almost as old as Chewy is at this point, as a prospect, is, some sort of prize that they get back. But there's a lot of information out there, and I'm really hoping that within the next week, somebody like Jeff Passan, somebody like Ken Rosenthal comes out with the behind the Tarik Skubal trade article, because there was a Tigers podcaster who said that it seemed like the Tigers were just kind of locked in on the Dodgers, and that there was a team that he talked to, didn't name the team, that made an offer and was basically told, thanks, but no thanks. And they were basically, it gave that team the feeling that they were only dealing with the Dodgers, which if that's the case, then yeah, then the Brewers had no chance. But I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's not true. And just trying to parse all the information together is the tough thing over the last 24
I think there's
plus
necessary
hours.
nuance in that. The report was that they were focused on the Dodgers, but the team they talked to did not indicate that they were being unfair or only dealing with them. It was the Tigers all along believed the best offer were coming from the Dodgers.
Yes.
So they were fielding offers, but they kind of told teams like, you're not close.
And look, I think it's important to recognize.
But why not wait?
Well,
why not wait
or make
longer?
other calls, right? And say, here's what the Dodgers are offering. Yeah. How can you up the ante? How can you make it better? How can you sweeten the pot, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It is possible, though, that the Tigers were focused on those prospects. It is possible that the Tigers liked those guys. You know, whatever it is that they offer, whatever it is that's in their skill set. Sometimes teams, managers, et cetera, get fixated on certain players. Who knows if the brass for the Tigers liked one or both of those guys when they were, younger, when they were in the draft process and they just didn't get them. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got a chance to get those guys. Like, again, who knows all of those details? I'm basing my position right now on I trust what the Brewers have done at every turn. So why would I not give them the benefit of the doubt that they made it as close to possible as happening as they could have, given whatever their parameters were, Chew?
I trust the organization, but I don't agree with it. I mean, there's things Ron did, who I trust implicitly, that over my career that I didn't agree with, and I don't agree with this. I'm kind of with Gabe. I'm like, you didn't do enough. You didn't do enough. So now I pivot so I put my guardrails up, and I'm like, well, why do anything now? Why? Why get rid of players now? I'm trying not to look at the season as over, but I mean, we just have too many sample sizes in the past of like, they cannot compete with that pitching staff. I'm sorry. You can't. It's like it's almost like unfair.
One of these five will not be in the Dodgers postseason rotation. Yamamoto, Ohtani, Skubal, Glasnow, or Snell. One of those five will not be in the rotation.
Cut off his mic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're not following the rules this morning. You are not doing what I want you to do. Shut him up.
You're also not mentioning the young up-and-coming superstar Robleski, too. So,
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. They've got two guys that they can just put in long relief and say, go ahead.
But there's risk with everything. Even the Micah Parsons trade, there is still risk because if he plays out his contract and they don't win a Super Bowl, that's a failure.
Yeah, but you can respect.
That's a failure.
But you respect the risk that you took.
And I love the risk.
Yes. I respect it. And
I don't even want to throw this information out there, but Get Up just put a graphic on the screen of exactly what you just said, Gabe. Here's the 5 potential rotation for the Dodgers, and everyone except for one had an ERA of under 3 since 2002.
And they were all top 8 in MLB.
That's literally what the graphic was. So, yes, as I continue to try to be the optimistic person over here, I should also turn that television off.
Because the problem is and again, it's baseball, and weird things can happen over series, especially shorter series, if you're able to shorten them. But there is a talent deficit between the Brewers and Dodgers. Between the Dodgers and everybody, right? The Dodgers are the best roster in baseball. And they just made the biggest move to improve their roster that they possibly could make. So no matter what the Brewers do, that deficit has grown. And I'm just trying to figure out ways to close that gap. I don't know if that's a bat. I don't know if that's multiple pitchers, because I don't know how you close in on that gap other than hope that they have a bunch of off days if they meet in the NLCS.
Was their offer competitive?
I don't know what the official offer was. I've seen out there what I think
let
Adam
me just say this.
McCalvy put out, hey, here's what the Brewers, likely similar offer would have been. It would have been Pena. It would have been, and it would have been Logan Henderson and a name you have not heard.
The fact that this deal didn't happen at 4:00 today means they weren't competitive. The fact that it happened on Saturday would tell you they weren't competitive because they went as far as they were going to go.
Unless, again, I do think at some point we probably have to bring up some of these conspiracy theories that might be fueling why this happened, which is everybody knows that in December there is going to be a lockout. And there is a conspiracy theory out there that if the Dodgers get the biggest trade asset in Tarik Skubal, it infuriates, it incites baseball fans so much that the owners can continue leaning on that narrative, which they have already trotted out there, which is we're just trying to do right by the fans. We're just trying to give the fans what they want. The fans want a salary cap. Let's make the salary cap happen. And it furthers that sort of war that we know is going to happen between the players and the owners come December of this year.
I think even if you entertain those conspiracies, you're still pointing the fingers at the people at the bottom who are unwilling to pay prices. So even if there's some collusion happening here, which I do not believe. I believe all along the Dodgers, who have shown time and time again they're willing to be the most aggressive, sometimes they do definitely have an unfair advantage. That exists. But the people to blame are the people who aren't ponying up.
Well, what's crazy, Joshy, is in this situation, their unfair advantage isn't why they got the deal done.
No.
It factors in.
It is, yes.
It factors in because if, let's say this deal blows up in their face and the injury with Skubal pops up again and the Skubal scope doesn't last the entire season and it blows up and they gave up these they don't care if they gave up prospects for nothing.
Fair.
Because they can then take that advantage of the money they have because of their TV deal and then go spend it and do whatever they want.
The margin for error is larger for the Dodgers. But from a currency standpoint, guys, if currency was prospects, the Brewers had the best prospects, right? Again, going back to the caveat of they probably didn't want to get rid of some of them, right? We heard names that were untradeable, that were not on the list. They would not be entertained. If these names came up, the Brewers were saying thanks, but no thanks. We understand that as well. And to your point, when you operate the way the Brewers do, you can't afford to just give away some of those top-tier prospects. You actually need them to build your big league team. 800-990-3776 if you want to weigh in this morning on Tarik Skubal goes to the Dodgers. Brewers apparently in the mix, but were not able to get him. We're not able to acquire him. And now the trade deadline is the next thing because that is later today. And I'm sure Matt Arnold and company are busy making calls. I'm sure they're looking to see what is out there. I'm sure they're looking for ways to improve this roster because, Gabe, if you are aware and fans are aware of the talent disparity between the Brewers and the Dodgers, they sure as hell are as well. Right? And you can knock on all the wood you want and hope that your guys outperform, that everybody performs at the highest level come this fall, come this playoff run. But I don't think you want to hitch your wagon to that.
No, they have to do something. Whether it's bullpen or, whether it's all three. Maybe, we've been thinking this entire time, okay, maybe they get a starter and then a reliever. Well, why not get all three? Why not get a starter, reliever, and a bat in the next 9 hours and 45 minutes? Why not try to go all three and try to just a little bit incrementally increase everything that you have across the board? Because that's how you try to then close that gap. You're not going to close it all the way, but if you could close it enough where it becomes a close, tight, interesting series, then maybe you get a couple of breaks that go your way and we get the World Series for the first time since 1982. You weren't aggressive enough to get Skubal, but now you got to maybe go be aggressive enough and get one of those.
Are they kind of the Ted Thompson philosophy? Remember, Ted wouldn't go out and get any free agents, and Ted's philosophy was, hey, let's just keep this team in the mix every single year, and one of these years we'll win it.
Well, that's...
Instead of, because he never signed any free agents.
Yeah, I mean, he was selective when he did, obviously, because he signed Charles.
Yeah.
That worked out. Signed Julius Peppers. And I think Julius had 3 pretty good seasons
But
here.
sometimes
He was very
you have
selective.
to overpay for special. Like, if looking back now, I'd be fine with 3 first-round draft picks for Micah Parsons. I would.
Remember Randy Moss?
But look at how it blew up in the Jets' face with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the important thing, and I don't want to sound doomer here, but with what we know is available, would it even make sense to sacrifice a significant amount of prospects for a team like the Dodgers you are almost certainly not going to beat with the pitching and the hitting lineup they have? With Skubal and preventing him from there, I believe the Brewers have a great chance. A substantial chance with Miz.
Which is honestly part of the reason why I think the Dodgers didn't need to make the Skubal
keep
move.
away.
They wanted him to keep. They wanted to keep Skubal away because they didn't want to face Miz Skubal in a playoff series in back-to-back games.
Where you face them twice in a 7-game series.
Yeah,
that's 4 games right there, and then you just need one good game from Harrison, Henderson, Drohan, whoever you get, and that's it right there. At what point does it just not make sense now to sacrifice for what is available at this point?
Well, that's what Chewy said.
Right.
Chewy said, now, if you didn't get him, don't bother giving up more of your prospects, any of your prospects, to go out and get something that will just essentially make you feel better, right? Because I said it this morning to you guys. I said, the Cubs made a move, Braves made a move, Dodgers obviously made the move. Do the Brewers have to make a move just to save face?
What if you do something like get C.J. Abrams?
Because
he's got more control.
Yes.
So you can give. I mean, if you want to treat him as a rental, and then he just plays third base for the rest of this year, and then you trade him with his 2 years left.
Correct.
After this year, because you've got Jesus Mate or Fisher or whoever you want to play third base, assuming there's baseball next year, then you can do that and recoup some of the cost that it would get for you to go get C.J. Abrams and improve this lineup immediately.
That's about the only move that really, I think, makes a ton of sense, where you are retaining an asset at the end of this season.
Isn't there some other Detroit pitcher that people have been mentioning?
Casey Mize, who would also be a rental. He's basically got just 1 year left on his deal. He's pitched pretty well throughout the course of the season. So he would also be a rental. George Kirby is a name out there who you would have control of. So to that point, Joshy, yes, but I think there are moves that they can make that won't just be for this season if they can get guys that have control beyond the season.
And for whatever it's worth, too, I don't know if you saw the report that the Brewers were never really in on the Freddie Peralta sweepstakes.
Yeah, I saw that.
He is moved, obviously, this weekend as well, but it sounded like the Brewers were thanks but no thanks on the Freddie Peralta.
Chris Hook must have... We were hypothesizing that Hook saw something that he could fix. He must have saw something and went, nah, I can't fix that.
How long do they have Harrison locked up for?
Kyle Harrison?
Yeah.
6 years, 7 years. This is his rookie. I mean, well, I don't know how much arbitration he's got left because he pitched a little bit for the Giants, and so I think it's 4 years. Actually, now that I think about it.
They've got enough.
I'm out on the rental. I'm out. Done. There should be no.
Well, yeah, because to me, the rental makes sense when it's somebody the level of Skubal.
Yeah.
Right. That was the proverbial CC opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, 4 years left of Kyle Harrison after this year.
So let's just, before we move on here, because we got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, are you guys mad at the Brewers? Is there anybody here on this panel who...
Not mad. I'm just
disappointed.
He's disappointed. He's not mad. He's just disappointed.
I could hear it in his voice.
He didn't want to say it because he heard it himself.
I think it's important to realize the reporting we saw from Adam McKelvey, which was an unsourced report of the trade being Pena and who was the other name, Gabe? Sorry, Henderson.
And
that is not substantiated by this was the offer they made and was refused. Those two things are getting conflated. That was just a number and a trade idea that got floated out there. The Brewers had every opportunity to go make this.
Let's get the specific wording from Adam McKelvey, because he said, I asked about a relative comp to the package the Dodgers gave up for 3 months of Skubal and heard this in response: Henderson, Pena, Letson, or Noth.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean that was what the Brewers offered and got declined on.
Yes. I do not believe that that's what the Brewers offered.
I do not either.
Because I think if the Brewers offered that,
the trade gets done.
Tarik Skubal's pitching tomorrow night for the Brewers.
Correct. And I think that's important to remember because I think people are confusing those things. The Brewers had every opportunity to do it. They chose not to. I think they have a surplus of prospects, the amount of prospects that they can still trade a rental and have a great, great future.
You being frustrated / angry with the Brewers, though, hinges on believing that they didn't offer something more than the Dodgers. I'm not willing to accept that yet. Again, I'm with Gabe. I'd like to see what some of the behind the scenes, what some of the things are. I am choosing right now to believe that the Tigers wanted to do business with the Dodgers. For whatever reason, play the X-Files music, or, it was a wink and a nod and a handshake. Maybe Skubal wanted to go to the Dodgers. Gabe, you mentioned also this morning that the detail of the Dodgers taking care of him, getting his contract in before the...
Yeah, if he signs so by going to the Dodgers, if this is where he was going to go as a free agent this offseason, like you can't be a free agent until the new league year begins, and there's not going to be any signings with the pending lockout. But now that he is a Dodger, They could sign him to an extension because he's one of their own guys. And then his new mega deal could potentially get grandfathered in to whatever the new CBA looks like.
There's just too many details right now that we don't know.
Which would
when
be
I say we, I just mean
negligence by the Tigers.
The public doesn't know. So I'm going to reserve judgment on blaming the Brewers or being angry with the Brewers until we have more of those details. 800-990-3776. And that's just because the Brewers have really done a really, really good job assembling a roster that currently has the best record in baseball. And I know it doesn't matter a hill of beans if you can't compete with the Dodgers come postseason time. But right now, I'm going to continue giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to continue believing that the Brewers can put this team in a position to compete this fall. Gabe?
LowTUSA.com. That's LowTUSA.com. That's where you go to get in touch with my friends at Mentality Health, because Mentality's physicians have treated over 25,000 men. I am one of those men that was dealing with low testosterone. I didn't even realize it at the time when I worked with Mentality. They had come out with a partner. Oh, do you want to just kind of go through the process? Yeah, sure, why not? Because, I was tired, groggy. I just didn't really feel like myself. Just thought at the time, because it was years ago at this point, where we had just started doing the morning show. I'm waking up earlier. That's why I'm tired later than today. No, turns out my testosterone levels were low, and I found that out by going to Mentality. So now I'm on a testosterone replacement therapy plan, and it's fantastic. I go back every 11, 12 weeks. They make sure that my levels are where they need to be because they check total and free testosterone. That free number, really important, but a lot of places can overlook that. And what Mentality's also learned over the years is you can't rely on testosterone alone. To run at full capacity, your body needs peptide therapy on top of that testosterone replacement therapy. See how they can help you feel like that guy you used to be at lowtusa.com. Reach out to Mentality at lowtusa.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 41, slowing down from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. Northbound's backed up from North Avenue to Capitol. Westbound on 94, got delays from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Back on the brakes west to Highway 100, crossing over the county line towards Elm Grove Road. Eastbound 94, delays out of the Stadium interchange to 35th Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. Weather's brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com and visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center August 6th through August 16th. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
I'm with Eric, Director of Research for Good Karma Brands. They have business technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Eric, what does partner mean to you?
Partner isn't just out for them. The partner cares about how we solve our problems, and it can be a mutually beneficial relationship from there on.
And I understand throughout the more than 15-year partnership between Good Karma Brands and James Imaging Systems, you have shared many core values.
Absolutely. Work hard, be honest, over-deliver, follow through, listen, teamwork.
Eric, summarize your overall business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems for me.
Outstanding. As we've grown tremendously and you guys have still been able to meet our needs each step of our growth, that's huge.
AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
We've all walked through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair, seen something and thought, now that would be nice to have. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and that's exactly what happened to me when I found Good Health Saunas just a few years ago. Buying my infrared sauna was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I sleep better, have more energy, recover faster, and with how much I travel, the detox benefits are huge. Visit Good Health Saunas inside the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair August 6th through the 16th, or learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com.
Every homeowner has a list. That roof,
those windows, that bathroom you've been meaning to update. If you've been putting off home improvements, you're not alone. At Exterior Pros and Baths, they help homeowners upgrade their homes with beautiful roofing, siding, windows, doors, gutters, and bathrooms built to last. Right now, save up to $3,000 on your next project. Don't wait until a small problem becomes an expensive one. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com. Exterior Pros and Baths. Done right, built to last.
Catch a battle between two of the National League's best when the Brewers take on the Braves Friday, August 21st and Saturday the 22nd. It's a weekend of great matchups and great events as the Brewers celebrate Black Culture Fest at the opener Friday the 21st, featuring live art, live music performances, and a maker's market. Then it's Hank Aaron replica jersey giveaway day on the 22nd, courtesy of UW Credit Union. Don't miss it. Get your tickets today at brewers.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Big guys.
Somebody at the
not
DOT,
the DOT.
is being an ASS. And you can say that because it's spelling.
No, that's not how that works either.
Well, you could say it because you can say ass on the radio.
You can?
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a great Midwest Bank Mortgage Monday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you're planning a home project or you need added flexibility, tap into your home's value with a home equity line of credit or HELOC from Great Midwest Bank. Visit greatmidwestbank.com, your simply local equal housing lender. I mentioned earlier in the show the Brewers do have the best record in baseball. I believe they have one fewer loss than the Dodgers. Brewers lose yesterday, though. BT Dubs, the Dodgers have lost 3 in a row, so if maybe that makes you smile this morning. Jacob Misiorowski, absolutely magical again on the mound yesterday against the Angels. Not enough, however, as the Brewers, well, they didn't score any runs. And the Miz gave up 1 home run to Wade Meckler, and that, well, I think that was 3-0 was the final.
3-0 was the final. The home run he gave up was a 2-run homer.
Yep.
I wonder if they're deflated, too.
Well, Miz was asked about the trade deadline, and he shut it down. Like, repeatedly. Was like, not going to talk about that. So don't
asking guys in the clubhouse here about the trade deadline. It's 24 hours away now. What are your
I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to answer it.
Even on the Dodgers?
I'm not even. Yeah, I'm good. So you can just stop the question.
He was told. I guarantee. Yeah, I'm like, do not. But I remember when
Are you speaking from someone who got reprimanded before for saying too much?
Yeah, it does sound like that.
Are you talking about on this show? Good grief. You do that every week with him, Josh.
But when we signed Reggie, I was just like, what? It was kind of like.
Yeah.
And then the whole Andre Rison thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we were excited again. But I'm trying to think if I've ever been on a deflated end. Or it's
well,
just
you'd have been gone by the time, because you were gone when the Tony Gonzalez thing and Randy Moss thing almost happened.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you feel bad for the player that stepped up and now has to play. Like with Andre Rison, I forget, it probably would have been Biebs, but Biebs was older and understood it. But for a young player to be like, okay, your starting receiver goes out.
So what,
now it's my time to shine, and no, it's not.
So you're telling me you feel bad for Terry Mickens and D Amazing?
Yeah, no,
Derek
you
Mays?
do because they're good guys, but the end game is to win it all. So,
and I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, but I asked Gabe this morning. I said, so Miz goes out there and throws another gem, 10 strikeouts in the game, and they don't score any runs. Like, are you now going, well, maybe we actually need a bat. Maybe we need somebody, we need some power. We need some, because again, Miz can go out there and do exactly what he did yesterday against one of these playoff teams. And if they can't put runs on the board, Gabe, who cares?
Yeah, but I mean, the bats that are out there are, again, unless it's CJ Abrams, maybe Isaac Paredes becomes available from the Astros. There's not a lot of bats. What piece was I just looking at on ESPN.com of 10 guys that could be like potentially dealt today?
But is a bat,
and I think the only bat was Dalton Varsho, and no thank you.
Is a bat going to do anything? I mean, really?
UW Milwaukee, great.
Yeah, he's Wisconsin's own Dalton Varsho, Northwoods League legend.
But will a bat do anything, Gabe?
Yeah.
When you're going up against the Dodgers and that rotation,
Yeah, because when you have guys that can hit home runs, like yesterday.
I'm not feeling better. You guys are not helping.
No, like yesterday.
You're supposed to woo-shoo me.
Woosah.
Woosah.
What's up?
Don't ask anyone to woo-shoo you. I don't know what that is. It could be an HR violation.
Well, ask Angie later tonight. See what happens. But like yesterday, so Miz pitched fantastic, but he left the one pitch with the cutter where he didn't want to leave it, and the Angels scored 2 runs off.
Oh, I thought he said in the postgame show he actually liked the pitch. He thought he liked where he put it. I'm just telling you what he said.
I don't know if
he said it twice, actually.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Reaction
but if
rolling
that
in.
happens with the Brewers, if they have more power, if they get a guy like C.J. Abrams who can drive the ball out of the ballpark and gives your lineup more depth, that certainly can help.
Reaction rolling in this morning on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Liss is more 800-990-3776. I'm not angry at the Brewers, Hunter in the 414 says. I'm angry with the fact that MLB exists in such a way the Dodgers are able to do what they do without consequences affecting them in any meaningful way. Meanwhile, Troy says, what if this Skubal to the Dodgers trade creates a rift within their locker room and blows up their chemistry? That could lead to a Brewers World Series appearance. I guess we're doing that this morning, Troy, in the 262. Jared weighs in, says, not mad or disappointed in the Brewers. I might be upset with Detroit. If any team is trading an ace to the Dodgers, they're basically saying, yeah, go ahead, win another title. Go get more if you're giving the Dodgers anything, which is a very good point. I think most of Major League Baseball is upset with the Detroit Tigers this morning, saying, hey, man, you had an opportunity to, hold them over, what is it, a barrel? What's the phrase of like?
Yeah, hold them over a barrel. Yeah.
And get the maximum amount for this high caliber player. Why didn't you? I mean, generally speaking, from everything I've read and everything I've listened to, it seems like a lot of people in the league who are plugged in go, that's it? That's what they got? Wait, somebody said Bupkis. They got Bupkis for Tarik Skubal. That's not a great look for the Detroit Tigers. You're basically like a laughing stock of the MLB this morning.
That's why it's trying to put all these pieces together and try to make this whole thing make sense, which is why I'm hoping somebody just puts everything together and, hey, here's what it was.
And maybe it was just that Skubal wanted to go to the Dodgers and the Detroit Tigers wanted to do right by him because he is a 2-time American League Cy Young winner and he was great for them and he put butts in the seats. I don't know. I don't love that as a reason for why they would have made this move. But maybe that's as simple as it was.
Yeah, it could have been. Like when they traded Brett, they gave him the option of 2 places, either Tampa Bay or New York. So I could see that.
But as a rental, like again, because he's going to be a rental. It's not like the NBA. It's not like Giannis, right? Where whoever in the NBA, when the Bucks traded for Damian Lillard, whenever you make that trade, NBA doesn't really do rentals. Like the only rental I can ever think of was a recent rental would have been when Kawhi went to the Raptors. He got traded to the Raptors. They ended up winning a championship, and then he was gone that following season. In baseball, these rentals happen all the time. Like the Brewers knew they weren't going to sign him to an extension. In the NBA, you make these trades because you're going to sign the guy to an extension. The Brewers knew all along this was going to be a rental because they couldn't. So, I mean, him saying, I want to go to the Dodgers, he doesn't have the power there. Right. The Tigers are just going to trade him because everyone knows he's a rental other than the Dodgers.
Theoretically, but that's what I'm saying, guys, is if they had gotten a huge haul, then I would go, the Tigers went, sorry, dude, wherever you want to go, we don't care. We're going to get the biggest haul we can. But they didn't. And that's where I go, well, maybe, I'm just trying to logic my way through this thing. Maybe they deferred to his preference.
Wouldn't Occam's Razor tell us that was just the best offer and they believed that was going to be the best offer they got? And the other teams.
But I go back to Chewy's point. Why not wait till the deadline? Wait and see who else was willing to put together a package that was better than the Dodgers.
I don't know if the waiting until the 11th hour is. They did it Saturday night at 9 p.m. Central Time. They clearly were talking about this. This had been going along for a long time. I'm hesitant to think there's some conspiracy at foot here, other than they looked around, they fielded offers, and they said, well, yeah, because we've talked about, Gabe, on this show about how the rental price has gone down precipitously.
Yes, versus when the Brewers did this in 2008 with CeCe.
Right. And the main prospect the Dodgers gave up is like a top 20 guy in all of baseball by all the rankings.
The hitter they gave up is having a real good year, has some power potential. He's only 21.
Okay, I'll pull on this thread then, Joshy. Why wouldn't the Brewers have gone up and above? What is the reason why? Because they're so enamored with and again, this is speculative, we don't know this, Logan Henderson? They're just so in love with him that they were like, absolutely not. He's off the table.
I think it's a different philosophy. I just think it's as simple as, hey, let's just stay relevant every year. We're set up for the future, and we'll win one of these times.
I don't think that's where we are
Ron
anymore.
Wolf and Goody had a hold your left one as a GM. I mean, Bob Harlan said as much when he went in and said, hey, I'm going to trade for Favre, this Favre kid in Atlanta. And they're like, what? You know?
Does it have to be the left one? Could you hold the right one?
1, 2, and 3.
I think winning a World Series means more to me and the fans than it does to the Brewers organization. I think they understand filling the stadium, being relevant, and in the playoffs is their best path.
I don't think so anymore.
What's changed?
What's changed is the window is open. They see that they are a team that can contend. And again, 2 days ago, I felt stronger about this argument than I do right now because of everything that we've talked about with the Dodgers and what they're rolling out. But I don't believe that anymore. I think we are a prisoner of that Mark Atanasio quote from 2 years ago where he said something about a summer of fun. And I think we are clinging to that and using that as an excuse/explanation for why this thing didn't pan out.
Right, but since that moment, they've done nothing but cut the salaries and not go out and make any moves.
Could you imagine today if we had Skubal?
Yeah, it'd be the best day ever.
It'd be like, and it almost feels like we could will them to win the World Series. Here we go.
I probably would be fired because I'd still be drunk from celebrating all weekend, and I'd be drunk on the air.
What was your guys'
drunk
when I saw it?
How do we make that happen?
Get a time machine and get I don't know, to trade for Tarik Skubal.
When you guys saw it, what was your first reaction? Mine was the where I'm like, oh.
So
OV.
I had to wake up. I went to bed before it happened on Saturday night. I had to be up early yesterday for some work stuff. So I woke up and I saw it. I'm like, of course.
Oh, no, you didn't see it Saturday night?
Nope.
I saw it at the
First
wedding.
thing,
I'm like,
5 o'clock Sunday morning.
Oh. So, yeah, I got to sit in it. In fact, the tweet that I put out, which got rave reviews, was fart noise. I mean, and Dario and Chase, my husband and my son, were at the Spider-Man movie, and I texted them, and I think they were angry that I texted them that because
you wrecked the movie.
sort of ruined the experience a little bit. I think it was they did not prefer to know that going into the film, but I said it was fantastic for whatever it's worth. 800-990-3776, your reaction to the Brewers not getting Tarik Skubal, him instead going to the Dodgers, the rich get richer. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. Are you mad at the Brewers for not acquiring Tarik Skubal? Right now, 59% of people are saying no. 40% of people are saying yes. Again, my question to you would be, do you then think that the Brewers just did not make an offer that was comparable to the Dodgers? Or do you think that the Detroit Tigers just always wanted to do business with the Dodgers and it didn't matter what the Brewers put on the table? They were always going to get a thanks but no thanks. Infinity Exteriors, refresh your home with roofing, siding, or windows, all backed by a lifetime workmanship warranty. InfinityExteriors.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We got the latest southbound 41 from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. We've also got northbound 41 backing up from about Mayfair Road up to Burleigh. Westbound 94, usual backups from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing down a bit coming out of the Stadium interchange towards 35th Street. Other than that, we're actually looking pretty good around the rest of the system. Feel the speed at the legendary Milwaukee Mile. The only IndyCar doubleheader of the season roars into Wisconsin State Fair Park August 28th through the 30th. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Jen Latta. I've spent my career around athletes, coaches, and people looking for an edge. That's why I was so impressed when I visited Revival in Brookfield. From kickboxing-inspired fitness, Kaiser cutting-edge performance training, yoga, bar, Pilates, and a suite of recovery experiences that include red light therapy, infrared sauna, cold plunge, and contrast therapy, Revival is redefining fitness and wellness all under one roof. Limited Tier 1 memberships are now available while they last. Schedule a tour today at revivalbrookfield.com.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, do your homework. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Ben Bruston. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to Dr. Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you in Greenfield and Mequon. You'll start with a medical evaluation, reviewing your history, any imaging, and actual source of your pain. If you're a good candidate, they'll concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. QC Kinetics. Call 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's miraculous, no small print warranty yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Gabe Neitzel here for Events by Design. If you're planning an annual meeting, leadership summit, product launch, or trade show, you already know the pressure is on. Events by Design takes those high-stake moments and turns them into immersive experiences that energize your audience and elevate your brand. They handle everything: designing, planning, production, ensuring your event is executed seamlessly. No stress, no scrambling, just a memorable experience that delivers. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to
Ernie,
do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
it. So
yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Let's say you're looking for a dinner that actually impresses and cocktails that keep the conversation going. I've got the great place for you. It's the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel, the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. They've got bold, elevated dinners, thoughtfully crafted cocktails. It's the kind of place where every plate and every pour is actually made with intention. Come for dinner, stay for another round. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails is on the second floor of St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Reaction rolling in fast and furious this morning as Brewers fans react to Tarik Skubal going to the Dodgers. Let's go out to the phone lines, 800-990-3776. Ben in Random Lake, you're up first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. How you feeling today, pal?
You know what? So as a Brewer fan who's been a fan of 1988, I've seen the bad and I've seen the crap, and I think we all can say that, you know, we're due for success, right? And then you see a fan base who were the ones who footed the bill so the Brewers could stay in the stadium. And I guess all we really expect is a little appreciation and maybe the so-called aggression that the national pundits are saying, oh, the Brewers are going to be aggressive. And I think that's where people are getting pissed, because their aggression right now is a non-hitting catcher and a guy with a 4.66 ERA in Hoyer. And what did we give him? Yoho, and we gave him Perkins. I'm not expecting Tarik Skubal. I never was. Would it have been nice? Yeah, hey, it's a pipe dream. It would have been cool, but it didn't happen. But here we sit, and we're not looking at subtracting from our roster currently. We're looking to add to success. A guy like Luke Weaver, maybe a guy like Casey Mize. C.J. Abrams, again, that's a pipe dream. Would it be great? Sure, but I'm not playing him at third base because his defense is terribly suspect. What I'm expecting out of this organization right now, to be honest with you guys, is absolutely nothing. They're going to tell us after the trade deadline, guys, we tried really hard. They just wanted too much. And unfortunately, that's the way it's going to go for us Brewer fans, that we're always going to be thinking, man, this would be great, and it's never going to happen because the organization at this time, whether it be Attanasio or Matt Arnold, they just don't have the gumption to take that next step and push themselves over the top to put themselves in serious World Series contender baseball. Now, to touch on exactly real quick what Chewy said, it almost seems like Brewer fans are okay with the fact that, well, it's the Dodgers, guys. They have the 5 best pieces in their starting rotation, and I'm sick and tired of it. I really am. Okay, in baseball, you have to be the hottest damn team right before the playoffs to get to even have the chance of getting to the World Series, right? That happened how many times with the Dodgers when they had old butt pocket guy and Snell pull out his stupid notepad out between batters every damn at-bat, and the Dodgers just suck, okay? That's all they are. They don't really homegrown talent. They just buy championships. And we know in Wisconsin, that's not what we do. We work hard.
Gotta let you go, Ben. Appreciate the call. Really good stuff there. And we said it was a vent session. So, again, Ben doing some venting this morning. We appreciate it.
And the Dodgers being there is the bummer part of this, because in the last 20 years of baseball, the Brewers being as good as they are the last 2 years, you'd feel really, really good about them trying to win a World Series. But the Dodgers have existed now for the last, 5 years, 6 years, in this form of going out there and buying and purchasing everyone.
Let's say they did get Skubal and they overpaid from. If Skubal got us to the World Series, but we lost, would it be worth it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Getting back to
a
a
World Series in this city, state. It'd be pandemonium.
Well, because if you're in the World Series, that means you beat the Dodgers.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Well,
somebody else could have. Just like they didn't have to beat the Cowboys in the route to the Super Bowl.
But I'm just because I brought up Parsons earlier, and I think Parsons has to win them a Super Bowl in order for that trade to be successful.
Because it's a different standard for the Packers versus the Brewers.
Lots of reaction continues to roll in. If you're on the line, stay on the line. We got to get to a very special guest coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
We've all walked through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair, seen something and thought, now that would be nice to have. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and that's exactly what happened to me when I found Good Health Saunas just a few years ago. Buying my infrared sauna was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I sleep better, have more energy, recover faster, and with how much I travel, the detox benefits are huge. Visit Good Health Saunas inside the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair August 6th through the 16th, or learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener, like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV, but if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to it at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is offering windows for every home and budget. 0% financing options available. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends August 31st, 2026.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
If it's gotten to the point,
I don't think shower.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to take a shower? You just told me you're offended by your own BO.
No, but I think it's deodorant, Gabe. Showering does nothing. It really doesn't.
You are wrong.
Because
you must be showering wrong.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Commercial payments at Fifth Third Bank are experienced and reliable, but they're also constantly innovating. It might seem contradictory, but Fifth Third does just that. They handle over $17 trillion in payments smoothly and effectively each and every year. They're also named one of America's most innovative companies by Fortune magazine. After all, that's what commercial payments are all about. Steady, reliable expertise that keeps money flowing in and out like clockwork. But commercial payments are also about building new and disruptive solutions. So Fifth Third does that too. That's your commercial payments, so Fifth Third better. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
It's a very big day on ESPN Radio. If you've been with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy since the beginning, you know this next guest is one of the OGs, someone we had on the show back at the beginning. And today he debuts a brand new radio show with his dad on ESPN Radio. The Golic starts right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here on ESPN Radio. We got Mike Golic Jr. Go, Joe! Good morning. So great to have you back with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Guys, pumped to be back as a part of the team. But, Jen, like you said, I'm pumped to be back on the air with you guys, man. All my excitement for getting back to radio. I texted this to Jen the other day. So much of it was reminded when I would come on with you guys. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. You guys have a ton of fun. So glad to be back with y'all. How's everybody doing?
We're doing great, Gojo. Excited for your new and upcoming show. Although we are licking our wounds a little bit with the Skubal trade to the Dodgers. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, it wasn't surprising. Like, we had seen the smoke on this fire for a while, but I said to someone the other day, to still see it spelled out as real, but this juggernaut team can continue to go out here and add. It's all the fuel to the fire that everyone on the ownership side needs to try and curry favor with the fans, to go ahead and lock things out next year. I mean, it's sad the fact that we're already talking about next season like it's a foregone conclusion that that's a lost cause. So, you know, if you're the Dodgers, you've done everything in your power to try and make sure that things break your way going back to the bankruptcy lawsuit, and it's worked. So I have a hard time faulting them for it, but I can understand for, you know, teams around the rest of Major League Baseball. I saw the other day the Dodgers luxury tax bill is higher than the payrolls of like 16 teams. I can understand how this is another frustrating blow in the way the system works.
I mean, Gojo, I mean, I have hate in my heart for the Dodgers. I can easily find ways to find fault with them and blame them for everything. So you just got to get to our level here, bud.
I know. I'm out in Los Angeles, though. Like, I got neighbors flying the flag.
Sure.
And you know what? I got to pick and choose my battles because I'm in Big Ten country, as you guys remember. So I got all these SC fans around me that I have to constantly remind can't stop the run in a meaningful game played in the Midwest. So that's my main charge when it comes to bristling with the fans around here. I got to keep the Dodger people on my side. They sell good hot dogs.
Mike Golic Jr. joining us on the Yingling hotline here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Okay, a big college football fan, of course, as we know. You played college ball at Notre Dame. How would this work in college football? Like, we've seen a ton of parity when it comes to college football, right? A different team winning it every year. Sure, you know, you've had, you know, some SEC teams that have been in the playoff over and over again. But I feel like the fans like that on any given year, anybody can win it. That doesn't feel like the case in Major League Baseball right now, and that feels like a problem.
No, and you know what, Ken, the irony of that is college football is operating more, and I've always said this is the connection to me that is the best comparative point for college football. It's operating more like English soccer. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever read The Club. If anyone listening hasn't, it is, I think, the best sports book I've ever read, and it's about how the English Premier League was formed. And the big takeaway for that is you can only win in that league by spending money. There's no money balling that stuff. There's no anything. It is you spend to acquire great players, and then you have a chance of winning. And that's kind of where we're at in college football right now. You look at the dollar amounts being spent right now. Even Indiana's story, as heartwarming as it was, is helped at least in part by the fact that they got a sugar daddy named Mark Cuban who came and started cutting checks at the right time to help this. Bert Signetti and this team certainly did it with less than some other rosters that we've seen recently, and so that gives a lot of people hope. But I do think it is an interesting bit of irony that, hey, this parity is happening at a time where in college football, you are seeing a bigger divide between the haves and the have-nots. It's just there are more haves than we thought that were going to be possible. So it has created a great environment. Like, I didn't think the 12-team playoff was going to give us as many competitive teams with championship possibilities as it has, but between the portal and NIL, it evened it out in a way that I didn't see coming.
While sticking with college football, Gojo, there's a big game in this state in Lambeau Field, Notre Dame, Wisconsin. Will you be in attendance?
I will be. Going to come out for that one and take it in. I get lucky, so I call college football games for TNT on the weekend still. We're at West Virginia on Saturday at noon, so I'm going to hop a flight after that one, get myself out there, and come hang out with you guys and see if Notre Dame can live up to all this hype.
Well, if they can't beat Wisconsin, Gojo, it could be a long season for your Fighting Irish. All right,
Hey, Wisconsin is on the up and up. All right, you heard it here first.
But we're also excited because
I need that for my sanity. I'm sorry.
Mike Golick Jr. joining us here on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Training camp has opened up. We're excited about the Packers. There are a lot of questions, though, all around this team. When you take a look at the Packers in the NFC North, how do you see them going into the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think relative to a lot of the rest of the North now, it's an interesting bunch of, them, Detroit, and Chicago, where I feel like for a while each of these teams had sort of seesawed and looking like they were in pole position, and I have a harder and harder time maybe necessarily putting one too far above the other. But, I think for Green Bay, to your point, going back to last year, the Micah Parsons acquisition changed so much for them when he was actually available and on the field. So you go into the season knowing, all right, above all else, they've got the super weapon there. The Bears defense looks like they're primed for some turnover regression. The Lions, maybe you still have questions about aging Jared Goff, the offensive line that maybe isn't as dominant as it once was. And you can start to squint and go, okay, maybe we should have the Packers in pole position on this heading into another season where, Matt LaFleur and company may walk in without as much fanfare as those two other teams because, I saw Liam Cohen bring it up the other day about how he goes on the websites and doesn't see anything about the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's all pictures of Caleb Williams. Like, we kind of know. We've had this conversation all summer about, who could be the Knicks of the NFL. And I think that's kind of the Chicago Bears in a lot of ways. And so it does create a situation where I think they're going to take up a lot of the oxygen, despite the fact that I think it's a pretty closely bunched pecking order up top.
Mike Golick Jr. hanging out here with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's like a throwback. We used to do this back in the day when we were at the other facility, and Gojo would come on with us once a week. Hopefully we can get that going again. But Gojo, we are so thrilled for you to be able to be back on the ESPN radio network with your dad. Tell us how this came about, because I have always said you're one of the best people I've worked with at the network. You are well respected by so many people in the industry. Your depth of knowledge is unmatched. How did it come about that you and the big guy are back on ESPN radio?
You know what? It's a testament to tweeting through it when stuff happens. I finished up my old job at FanDuel Sports Network, and I tweeted out that it had been our last day and appreciated everyone there, and did. Had a lot of great teammates and people we got to work with there. And then, an old boss of mine and Mike Foss at ESPN saw that and it sent me the googly eyes emoji and gave me a call and said, hey, maybe we can chat about something. At that time, this slot on radio had just opened up. And, from there, talking with him and Justin Craig, so many people that we knew and had worked with plenty before and had these relationships,
we're open to the idea of bringing us back and a chance to do a version of the show that we hadn't done at ESPN before. I'd been on with Dad and Trey in the mornings, but that was their show, and I was the third chair. And then Dad and I had left and done a version of the show elsewhere. And so now to get to bring it back to this place that was the genesis for, what changed my family's life and Dad and Mike, and to get to share it together is still kind of surreal. So I can't thank, Foss, Justin, and everyone enough who helped make this possible. And, now get the chance to be teammates with you guys and part of a great lineup on the national show. So it's going to be a really, really fun time.
Does he still threaten to ground you? Because I have a 31-year-old, and I threaten to ground him when he gets mad at you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's been complaining now. He's in the car with me right now, and it's complained nonstop since we left the house this morning. I'm putting the guy up at my house so he doesn't have to sit in a hotel room by himself down here. We went to the grocery store. It's like an iPad kid. Got him snacks the other day. I'm getting yogurts. I'm buying broccoli and fish. I'm getting ready for the week. I see my dad piling Lunchables into the car. It's unbelievable. So I think I am babysitting. I might have to ground him this week.
Oh, it's so great that Golick Sr. is in the car with you as you guys are headed in for your first show on ESPN Radio. You guys are back. We are thrilled for you. Gojo, don't be a stranger, all right? We hope to have you on, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, reconnect with you, and we will be rooting for you guys. I'm sure it'll be a great show and a great run on ESPN Radio.
Hey, always ready to jump on with you guys. Always a ton of fun. Thank you. And, everyone tune in today. Should be a good time.
The Golicks comes your way right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Radio. Big ESPN. You can find that on satellite radio. And, of course, we are thrilled for Mike Golick Jr. and Mike Golick Sr. to be back on ESPN Radio. I really like the father-son dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's so unique. The perspective. Lunchables. Did anybody see Mike Golick Sr. grabbing Lunchables at the grocery store?
I mean, honestly, I feel like that's growth from our guy Gojo. So I feel like the last time that we had him on a consistent basis, we were always talking about, if we're being on junk food, right? Like he would be the one like rating and he still does, some different ratings of different cookies and snacks on his Twitter account. But the fact that he's grabbing broccoli, his dad's grabbing Lunchables.
I go all the way back with Mike Sr. to 1996 because I used to off-season in Scottsdale. And Mike had his radio show there. And he'd ask me to come into the studio every now and then. But is that 40 or 30?
30. That's 30.
Okay.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
And the math.
Yeah, that's a Monday.
It's Monday, and Chewy had a rough weekend, if we're being honest. And we're not talking about school.
And look, you talk about like truly good guys in the industry, right?
Great,
oh, both.
To a man.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck finding somebody who has interacted with either Gojo or his dad and been like, yeah, not my cup of tea. They are everybody's cup of tea. Just good people, and it's great to see good people come out on top. We are thrilled for the Golicks, which are on ESPN Radio. Wilde and Tausch still after us right here in Milwaukee, but on the network, on satellite, etc. You can hear Gojo and Mike Golick Sr. for the Golicks starting today on ESPN Radio's new lineup. You've heard me talk about Good Health Saunas for years. It all started at the Wisconsin State Fair. I was walking through the Expo Center, saw an infrared sauna, and kept thinking, I've heard good things about saunas and how they can promote longevity and good health, more energy, flexibility, detox benefits, etc. I travel a lot. I need the detox benefits. I need to feel good during my hellish season in the fall. If you've ever stopped to look at their display, this is the year to check them out. Visit Good Health Saunas inside the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair, August 6th through the 16th. That's right, that's this week. And see why I've been talking about Good Health Saunas for years.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got delays southbound 41 starting from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. Northbound delays as well before Mayfair Road all the way to Capitol as well. Westbound and Capitol Drive itself, we're seeing some hefty traffic from Pilgrim Road all the way over to about Brookfield Road. So just be extra careful with that. Back onto the freeway, eastbound 94, we got delays from 70th Street to 35th, westbound 35th Street to Holly Road, and again from Highway 100 to Elm Grove Road. On westbound 894, we've got some debris from we've got delays from 27th Street all the way to 60th. On the eastbound side, backing up from Forest Home past Loomis, that's where there was some debris in the roadway. Traffic is brought to you by MoMA. MoMA is the new name connecting trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, getting you back in action with expert evaluation and innovative treatments provided in their offices, the surgery center, ortho laser, or MOSH. Call or walk in today. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. Weather's brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com and visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center August 6th through August 16th. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
One great day of golf can change lives. Join us Monday, August 31st for the Salvation Army Milwaukee County's Swing for the Kettle Golf Invitational at Oakwood Park Golf Course in Franklin.
Your participation directly supports food, shelter, and life-changing programs for children and families throughout our community.
We'll be broadcasting live from the course, but the day is really about you, getting golfers and sponsors together to make a difference.
Foursomes, individual golfers, and sponsors are all welcome. Reserve your spot today at samilwaukee.org. That's samilwaukee.org.
Looking for your next unforgettable night out in Milwaukee? Step into Upper Bar, where the city lights meet the river's edge and every evening feels like an occasion. Perched above the Milwaukee River with sweeping downtown views, Upper Bar is your stylish escape to the heart of the city. Sip handcrafted cocktails, explore curated wines, and share flavorful bites made for good company. Whether you're meeting friends, starting your night, or just chasing the view, you'll find it all here. Upper Bar, elevated evenings right in the center of it all. Visit upperbarmke.com to learn more.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. We are the home of green and gold off-season coverage. 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Full strength on Get Jen, Gabe, and Chewy for a great Midwest Bank Mortgage Monday. If you're planning a home project or need added flexibility, tap into your home's value with a home equity line of credit from Great Midwest Bank. Visit greatmidwestbank.com, your simply local equal housing lender. Vent session this morning for Brewers fans as folks weigh in with their reaction to Tarik Skubal going to the Dodgers. And I've said it a number of times, the rich get richer. The Dodgers already had an unbelievable rotation. They obviously have an unbelievable lineup. They obviously won the World Series. Brewers learned that the hard way last year. And it did seem, though, that the Brewers were a team that might be able to contend with them if they went out and got a big-time arm like Tarik Skubal. Well, instead of them getting him, the Dodgers get him, and everybody's working through their feelings this morning. They keep asking Jeff Passan on Get Up this morning. I keep seeing it on the television above me. What is the biggest threat to the Dodgers three-peat?
Injury?
Earthquake?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I would have liked to have said the Brewers, right? And if the Brewers get Tarik Skubal, I think you could make that case that the Brewers with Jacob Misiorowski and Tarik Skubal are the biggest threat to the Dodgers three-peat. But now, I'm not so sure. I'm continuing to be optimistic about the Brewers making a move today, the trade deadline at 5 p.m. Central Time. They still could go out and do something. But Chewy this morning has said, why? Why give up prospects for a piece that might not get you over the hump, considering the shift in dynamic over the last 48 hours?
Definitely not a rental, right? You agree? Definitely not a rental.
I mean, because yes.
Because a rental, you're going to have to pay too much.
It depends. I mean, the prices, I think, are going to start to come down on some of these rentals, like the Casey Mize.
And I'm trying to stay positive here. Trying to stay positive, but looking forward to next year, you need another arm. You need another real good arm. You need a Woody. What we thought Woody would be this year.
But that doesn't exist. Doesn't exist.
I'm saying Woody this year, not
That
Woody
doesn't
at
exist.
his peak.
Yeah. Like,
There's
you want
nothing.
a veteran arm that's going to be really good? No, you're not going to get that at this trade deadline. You're going to get a project. Like George Kirby, you've got control for him, and Kirby's had good years in his past. He's fine this year.
Yeah, but
Solid.
in order to compete, you need 3 special arms, Gabe. 2 ain't going to get it done.
Yeah, well, there's the problem is there's no special arms out there, Chew.
Let's make one.
You had one that was available, and he went to the Dodgers. That was the special arm that was available. You've got some depth pieces, but I don't think that there is an arm out there, unless there's a surprising move left, that would slot ahead of Miz and a healthy Kyle Harrison.
So what would the pundits say right now? All right. Let's say the Brewers have the best record, so they bypass having to play Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
What would the pundits say? NLCS, Brewers, Dodgers. Dodgers in how many?
5.
That doesn't make me feel good.
Sure, it gets there.
It didn't last year.
That's enough out of you guys again. I can feel the mood steadily dropping, okay? We're trying to keep things positive this morning. Optimistic, good vibes only. Let's go out to Gary and see if
No, that's not true. And now we're just lying.
I'm trying. I'm working my tail
Can't say
off
good
over
vibes
here.
only and then open it up to fans who are venting.
Yeah, Gary wants to vent. Good morning, Gary. Waiting patiently on the line here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Morning.
Morning.
So
it is a morning. Yes.
The difference between the Dodgers and the Brewers is Attanasio doesn't care about winning. He cares about filling his wallet. The Dodgers want to win a World Series. I was listening to you yesterday to Meatball and Kyle because Craig was who knows where and Scales was gone.
Meatball.
But Meatball, yeah, Strofe. Meatball made a good
time out.
point.
Is that common knowledge? Are we
No, this is the first I've heard of it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I was gone for a week. I don't know if something happened.
I think that's a Gary special.
That is the
I've
leanest
told
meatball I've
him-
ever heard of.
I've called in and I address him as Meatball, and him and I had a conversation off air about it. But anyways, Meatball made a good point. The Brewers are a farm system essentially for the Dodgers because when Tarang's contract is up, he's going to the Dodgers. When Miz's contract is up, he's going to be a Dodger. Because Attanasio cares about filling his wallet. He does not care about winning a World Series. He essentially told you that at the start of the season. Is it his job to win a World Series or his job to fill his wallet?
Gary, appreciate the call. Look, I've said for years, as a Brewers fan, there is a certain level of frustration in being the foster home for all of these top-tier players until they find their forever homes, right? Like, I've said that. I've said it's great to watch these guys come up, and we root for them, and we want them to do well, and then all of a sudden they get to some point in their contract, and it goes, well, the Brewers can't afford you anymore, so go on, be free, have fun with your new family. So I'm with you on that point. I thought this year might be different. I thought that having Jacob Misiorowski, I thought that going out and getting Kyle Harrison, tweaking his pitching delivery, and him becoming one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, I thought that the Brewers knew that they were in an enviable position. They were in a unique position to be able to go out and actually compete for a World Series this year. And I still believe that. I still believe that they think they have put together a really strong roster. Strong enough to beat the Dodgers, that's debatable. But a very strong roster, which is why I still believe that today, by the trade deadline, they will go out and make a move that will make this team better. I feel strongly about that.
But it's going to be marginally better.
Yeah.
Not significantly better.
Yes.
Because I don't know if unless there's a shocking move out there, unless the C.J. Abrams, unless the Washington Nationals just decide to go, yeah, we'll give up C.J. Abrams and you're able to go out and get him. there is not a name that I see available that is going to go, yep, now they can compete with the Dodgers. There are things that can make this team better and deeper and make you feel better about them going into the postseason. But the best team in baseball got the best piece available, and a piece that typically isn't available at the trade deadline. You don't always see a Tarik Skubal always available like he was this year. So that's going to be the tough part. It's going to have to be to make, I think, the Brewers fans feel better about potentially having a chance against the Dodgers. It's got to be multiple moves.
I still trust this organization implicitly. This front, I just, from a philosophical standpoint, I'm a little different, because I think in order to be a great GM, your great GMs roll the dice.
Mm-hmm.
The guy in Philly, Ron rolled the dice. Those guys rolled the dice, and their currency is their players, and they have plenty of them. They have the number one farm system in the league. This doesn't cost Ian Ignacio any money. It doesn't.
And they were willing
their
to take on...
Their currency is the players, and that's why I'm like, and the fact that, and I said it earlier in the show, the fact that this happened Saturday night at 9 o'clock tells me they weren't really serious players in getting Skubal.
Or, and again, I'm going to continue playing devil's advocate on this, the Tigers only wanted to deal with the Dodgers.
Yeah, and that's a possibility.
Which is just malpractice by an
Yeah,
organization.
it's bad business.
But
we've seen plenty of organizations do bad business.
Just give us a little more. Can you give us till Monday noon?
Again, unless you were told, yeah, we hear your offer, but we're going to go with the Dodger off, because maybe they loved River Ryan.
Soon to be 28-year-old prospect off of Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
There might be somebody in that package that they just fell in love with. And we talked about this. We talked about this last week in terms of, yes, Baseball American, ESPN, and The Athletic. All these places have their top 100 lists, but it's just the same as Mel Kiper having his top 100 prospects going into an NFL draft.
Right.
Just because he has it there doesn't mean that that's the way the Dodgers look at it. So where Brewers fans are like, oh, we love Logan Henderson, maybe the Dodgers went, we don't love Logan Henderson. And for whatever reason, the Tigers, for whatever reason, decided they loved River Ryan better.
It's a very valid point, and if you listen to Dom Catronio on Brewers All Access, he addressed that as well. He talked about how every team has their own evaluation, and they say, this is what we value, this type of pitcher, this type of position player, they all have their own things that they prioritize. It is very possible that they prioritized what those players had to offer versus what the Brewers players who were in the trade package had to offer. That is a realistic thing that happens from team to team, too.
And if I'm Skubal, I don't blame him at all.
No,
I want to go to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
I want to go to the Dodgers because you all play for a ring.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that he forced anyone's hand, because he doesn't have that kind of power. Unless the Tigers wanted to do him the solid.
Everybody wants to be a Dodger because they pay the most money. You'll hear every player who's a big free agent say, the Dodgers. Well, yeah, they're going to give me the most money.
And I could win a ring.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You think Tarik Skubal, who is a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, isn't jonesing for a World Series ring? I'm sure he is.
$300 million sounds pretty good, too,
Let's listen to, but at some point you can only make so much money, right? Even if he's made a boatload of money from the Tigers. Yes, he's going to make more money from the Dodgers if they decide to stay together. But winning a World Series ring, that's something that I think is incentive for these guys. Let's go out to Jeff Passan, go out to him like he's on the Yingling guest hotline. Let's hear from Jeff Passan.
I didn't realize you booked him and Gojo today.
Gojo this morning. Let's go out to Jeff Passan, who was on Ryan Russillo's show talking about this dynamic with the Dodgers and other teams around the league.
Dodgers, to me, Ryan, are such a fascinating character in all of this, because they are painted and portrayed as this moneyed and villainous group that is using its natural resources to take over baseball. And to some extent, that's true. Major League Baseball, in the collective bargaining agreement, penalizes teams through money. If you go over the competitive balance tax, really the only substantial penalty that you're paying is money. And guess what? Guggenheim and Steve Cohen have a lot of goddamn money. And baseball really is the only sport that I can see where you're penalized for trying hard and there's no penalty for not trying. And I'm not going to sit here, Ryan, and tell you that the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Kansas City Royals have the capacity to go and do the same thing that the Dodgers do. But what is realistic is that the lower teams on the end of things can spend more, and that there can be some sort of penalties put in place on the top end that don't include necessarily a salary cap to make it such that teams are not going to want to spend. And that's how you shrink the gap between the two that has grown and grown and is at the point now where it's as big as we've ever seen.
5 lowest payrolls by team in 2025. Miami's around 67 million. The Athletics 73 million, Tampa 80, White Sox 82, Pittsburgh's just under 88 million. Miami's $67 million payroll would have been 16th in MLB rankings in 2005.
That's just how much it's exploded.
But and more people are starting to talk about this in terms of the Dodgers. And this probably needs to come to an end sooner than it's scheduled to. But the Dodgers get to keep more of their television money than any other team in baseball. And it's the highest television contract that exists in terms of local revenue, because when the team was sold earlier this century, they wanted to make it an attractive offer. So they wanted someone to come in and buy it and be attractive. So through 2039, they get to keep more money out of their record TV deal than any other team. And that's why they're able to kind of spend some of this money that they have been spending.
It's a loophole. It's your basic loophole, right?
That they created,
but
that they opened the door for. It's not like the Dodgers, we found this loophole and we took it. No, baseball made it so the Dodgers,
because they would have had to open the books.
But what happened with the NFL, with their straight revenue sharing, the big dogs were willing to say, all right, we'll give up money to the Green Bays, to the Buffaloes and stuff, make it all equal. And they could have done the same thing. There could have been multi-billionaires, and Green Bay would have been the Brewers, but they knew for the good of the game, they're like, in order for this thing to grow, we need to be equal and it needs to be a fair playing field. And look at the NFL now. That is never going to happen. The Dodgers are never going to say, okay, we'll give up millions and millions of dollars to the Kansas City Royals and the Pittsburgh Pirates. It ain't going to happen.
Pablo Torre did a great podcast on why the Dodgers got the deal. It was in the middle of a divorce that was happening. They were trying to speed up the deal because it was going to also lead to a bankruptcy from the owner at the time. So in an effort to make it more lucrative and more desirable, they gave a special deal to get it done before they had to open the books and get a peek into what actually happens behind the scenes with MLB organizations, because the MLB does not want you to know how much money they're actually making when they put out numbers.
And again, I am seeing the conspiracy theory pop again, play the X-Files music, but this idea that the Tarik Skubal to the Dodgers happened because they want to anger the fans more so the owners can leverage that anger to set up a salary cap once the collective bargaining agreement expires in December. I know, Joshy, you said you don't believe in collusion, but I do think there's a lot of people out there who think that this may have been the straw that broke the camel's back when it comes to. And again, I'm not sure that I think it's not the what's the word negotiating in good faith, but the owners are using the fans' sentiments in order to drive that position of the fans, who we care about tremendously, want a salary cap, therefore we are going to try to do good by the fans.
Well, because, outside of the Dodgers, of those teams that you heard, Ryan Russillo just listed the bottom teams. The Chicago White Sox have the second best record in the American League.
The Rays.
The Rays have the best record in the American League. The Miami Marlins, despite themselves, they are just a game and a half back of the final wild card spot. So 3 of those 5 teams that are at the bottom, the A's aren't in the playoff hunt, and I guess the Pirates are just 3.5 games out of a playoff berth. But 3 of those teams that he mentioned are solidly in the playoff race and have playoff position. So outside of the Dodgers, the, hey, we don't have competitive balance thing doesn't really hold up right now in Major League Baseball outside of what's happening in LA.
You might need something as significant as this Skubal trade to tip the scales.
Exactly.
Reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream, and there's a few things I did want to get into here. Jane says Skubal doesn't care about his legacy. He's a pitcher coming off an arm injury. He just wants to get paid, which is his prerogative. Meanwhile, I do have people who are saying Brewers need to just go out and beat the Dodgers. What a story it would be if the Brewers just go out and beat the Dodgers. Couldn't agree more. Think that's awesome. I think that's absolutely, but I also think that the front office needs to do everything they can to improve the roster to, as Gabe mentioned earlier, close the gap, the talent gap between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Milwaukee Brewers. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Keep taking your reaction to Tarik Skubal to the Dodgers. Will the Brewers make a big move by the trade deadline today? Let us know, 800-990-3776.
Shopping for new windows and doors should never include haggling. That's what Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they don't just believe that, but they also practice that. I can tell you that's what happened with me when I got my new front door about a year ago. Weather was beautiful yesterday. Had the hidden screen door open while I was watching Miz pitch yesterday. That was fantastic. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors also sells, installs, and services them. Real pricing, premium quality, with no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
41 southbound is slowing down from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing down as well from North Avenue past Burleigh. We've also got westbound on Capitol itself slowing down from Pilgrim Road all the way to Brookfield Road. We've got eastbound 94 slowing just before Hawley Road to 35th, westbound from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Feel the speed at the legendary Milwaukee Mile. The only IndyCar doubleheader of the season roars into Wisconsin State Fair Park August 28th through the 30th. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde & Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde & Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank. When it comes to a home mortgage, we understand you want a simple, stress-free process, great service, and a loan you can feel good about. And for 90 years, that's exactly how we've been doing things at Great Midwest Bank. So if you're thinking about buying, building, renovating, or refinancing, get started at greatmidwestbank.com to find a knowledgeable loan officer and get the peace of mind you deserve. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Summer and baseball go hand in hand, and as a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers, Carbless is helping fans swing into full flavor all season long. Whether you're at the ballpark, tailgating with friends, or catching the game from home, Carbless delivers bold flavor in a convenient canned cocktail that's ready wherever summer takes you. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 100 calories, gluten-free and full of flavor. Carbless. Find your bliss near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Kevin Moret here, founder of Mentality Men's Health. Remember the dad we all respected, worked all day, coached our team at night, and still had something left in the tank at bedtime? If you're now the dad who has lost a step and looks like you gave up, stop. There's a reason. One quick blood test of Mentality, we can tell your total and free testosterone that could be causing all these issues. Our physicians have helped over 25,000 men get back to who they are meant to be. Start today at lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Hi, it's Jen Latta. If you've ever put off a painting project because it felt too overwhelming, I totally understand. That's why I was so impressed with 2-Day Painting. From the first consultation to the final walkthrough, their team made the entire process so easy. They recently painted the exterior of my home, and I couldn't be happier with the results. The quality of the work and attention to detail really stood out. Right now, ask about 15% off and free touch-ups for life. Schedule your free estimate today at 2daypainting.com. That's 2daypainting.com, and tell them Jen sent you.
ESPN fans, it's Gabe Neitzel here, and I want to introduce you to Jens Family Chiropractic. Whether you're putting in long days on the job, coaching the kids, spending weekends on the golf course, or just trying to stay active, your body takes on a lot. And if back pain, neck pain, headaches, or sciatica have become a part of your routine, Jens Family Chiropractic believes it's worth finding out why. Their focus is identifying the cause of the problem, not just covering up symptoms. Learn more and check out their new patient special at jensfamilychiropractic.com. That's jensfamilychiropractic.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Any of those things because it exceeds. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm burping up my apple right there. That's what that was. I wasn't pausing for effect. I literally was burping
All right, can we just go to break?
No. On 94.5 ESPN.
Imagine hosting an event where you don't have to check your phone or put out a single fire. Curated music, immersive lighting, welcoming atmosphere, everything comes together seamlessly. Guests are smiling, conversations are flowing, and you're not worried about what's happening behind the scenes. You don't have to imagine that if you work with Events by Design, because they will handle the planning, production, and every detail that will make your next event unforgettable. They've helped us out with a lot of our events over the years. They've helped out with some big-time events. Maybe you've been to some like the Night Market. Thanalysis Live was a great event they helped us out with. So just you can focus on that to-do list instead of worrying about everything else that goes into planning the event. Get started today. Just search online. Events by Design. They design, you party.
Reaction continues to roll in today on the Brewers missing out on Tarik Skubal. And there's a lot of layers to this. There are fans who are angry at the Brewers for not doing more. There are fans who understand the dynamics of Major League Baseball and don't think that the Brewers should be blamed for some of those dynamics. There are people who believe the Brewers can still compete with the Dodgers. There are people who believe the Brewers cannot compete with the Dodgers given the current state of affairs and state of each roster. 800-990-3776. Let us know where you stand this morning. Let's go out to Howard on the phone line. He's in Sherman Park. Good morning, Howard. How are you feeling after this latest development in Major League Baseball?
Well, remember the 4th and 26th game? It's kind of like that.
All right. That was not a good moment in Packers history.
No, this is not either. But the Brewers won't trade for anybody big today because there's nobody big left to trade for.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the issue right now with what's left of the trade market is...
The only thing they might do, and this would be real heresy, is trade for a new designated hitter and put Christian Yelich on the bench. Because that's really the weakest spot in the hitting lineup right now, and right now is what counts. But the Brewers and the Dodgers were trading for two different things. The Brewers were trading for a 2-month rental. The Dodgers were trading for 6 years of pitching. Because they'll just sign this guy before the lockout and have him locked up, and the Brewers the Brewers would never have done that.
I think that's a fair point by Howard, that they were basically trading for two different players.
Yeah.
I think that's something we haven't discussed, which is that this disparity between what the Brewers would have done with Tarik Skubal after the 2026 baseball season versus what the Dodgers likely plan to do with Skubal. And again, from a player's standpoint, it's hard to argue with Skubal preferring the Dodgers. And we do not know that he preferred the Dodgers, but if in fact that was an element to this, it's hard to sit there and go, yeah, he's going to go to the best team in baseball, and he's from California, and he'll be back in California, and they're a juggernaut. They are, the Avengers, and all of those reasons sort of defend why a player might want to go there if, in fact, he had a say in where he would go, which, again, I don't think is that far out of the realm of possibility given what he did for the Tigers organization for all those years.
Yeah, he shouldn't have had a say. If he did have a say, that's...
I'm sure he had some say, though, no?
He's just going to go someplace and pitch for 2 months.
Well,
what do the Tigers care?
We don't know that, though. I mean, like Sherman said, he could sign a 6-year deal with the Dodgers.
Well, yeah, but everybody else other than the Dodgers was trying to trade for a rental.
My only fear with trading for someone today, because it happens a lot, and I don't think it'll happen with the Brewers, is when you lose out on a big trade like that, you overpay for the next guy just to keep everyone happy.
Well, so that's what I wonder, too, is do you think that will play a role? Again, we continue to say we believe in the Brewers front office. We think that they make the right move most of the time, not all the time, because no one does. But then do you think that they will feel forced to make a move today in order to kind of keep the peace?
Yeah, I do. Don't you?
No. If they were going to do an overpay, they would have done it yesterday.
If they do nothing, that number will grow. Jen, the percentages of Skubal, that'll grow, Gabe.
Yeah, but it's not like people are going to stop going to the ballpark.
No, and I really don't care.
And that's
because
the thing.
I just don't want to overpay for a player just to get a player.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look we did something.
And they won't do that.
And I agree.
They won't do that.
I agree.
They're not gonna just do something to say that they did something.
But
that's
if you
not
are
how this team
saying
works.
that you think that they could benefit from not only a starting pitcher, but a bullpen arm, and also potentially a bat, why not go out and get, I don't know, 1, 2? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's less about, for me, this idea that everybody's angry that they didn't get Skubal, therefore they're going to try to mea culpa their way through this thing before the trade deadline. It's more about you actually have needs. Is your biggest defense of that, or an argument to that, rather, but there's nothing out there on the market that really fills those needs and is worth what you'd give up?
Yeah, well, it depends upon what the asking price for some of these guys are. Because they trade for rentals all the time. Shelby Miller last year was a rental.
Yeah.
A few years ago when they traded for both Carlos Santana and Mark Canha, both were rentals. I mean, they weren't significant players. They, all three of them until Shelby got hurt were, everyday type of players. Miller they were hoping to be a higher leverage arm in the bullpen until he got hurt last year. But they will make a move. They're just not going to. They're not going to overpay for anything.
No, but
because if they're going to overpay for something, it would have been Skubal. They're going to trust their system. They're going to go, hey, this is as far as we're willing to go. Some of the prices on pitching are going to come down today as the closer we get to the deadline to what the Brewers are typically expecting, and those are the type of moves that ultimately.
But do you agree with Yelich in the DH role? Because you got to get more out of your DH. I'm thinking, who was the guy for Boston? That was great, Gabe. Like 5 years ago.
Guy that was great for Boston like 5 years ago?
Yeah, as a left-handed batter, and then he stunk.
Okay.
And then they got Gonzalez. No. And then
Are
they
you
got
trying to say Doug Mankiewicz?
No.
JD Martinez?
Yeah, JD Martinez.
Wow.
Yeah, well, so.
And then they got rid of him because he stunk.
Yeah, I mean, he was an outfielder because that was still when Ortiz was there. But yeah, I can't imagine the Brewers actually bench Yelly. They'll move him down the lineup. They're not going to bench him. Because if you bench him, what do you do for the next 2 years?
No, I know.
They're not going to bench Yelly.
But you got to get production out of your DH.
They might give him some more days off and have Bowers DH and Vaughn play first base or vice versa. They might give Yelly some more days off, but Yelly's going to be getting the lion's share of at-bats.
If Yelly played for the Dodgers, what would the Dodgers do?
Well, yeah, but that's the problem.
I'm just saying, what would they do?
But that's the thing, Chu. They can absorb that type of money.
I know.
That's the problem.
They would cut him. They'd say, okay, bye. They David Justice him in Moneyball.
Yeah, or they would trade him somewhere and eat the contract.
That's why baseball.
I do think that the strategy with Yelich is to let him try to hit his way through it. So give him as many at-bats as possible to try to get right.
Which is hard. That's what makes this so tough, because I'm like, you don't have a shot against the Dodgers. And it's just like, with stuff like that, because those teams can get rid of them and then bring someone else in. It's just.
I'm hesitant to ask this question because, again, I'm trying to do good vibes only, keep the energy up this morning, keep the optimism up this morning. It's not going well,
okay,
Gabe. Shut
right.
up.
If you're going to give yourself a grade.
Oh,
Is there a move today? Woosah. Is there a move today, Gabe, that would make you feel better about this Brewers roster?
Power bat. Find a magical power bat.
Magical?
Yeah. I don't. Well, because they aren't out there. Right? The piece I had up with some of the players that could be on the move that ESPN has. So they have C.J. Abrams listed as the number 2 guy who could be a top 100 trade candidate still out there. But their chance of being traded is 20%. So that's what I'm saying about magical. That doesn't seem like it's...
you'd have to really overpay, which the Brewers have shown an unwillingness to do.
Correct. So that's why I'm saying a magical power bat that somehow falls into your lap.
Well, that sounds like an interesting battle right there. The Brewers and their perceived unwillingness to overpay, and do you want to get to the World Series or not? And I know, Joshua, you made the argument earlier that they don't.
Yeah, I don't think they. I think if it happens, it happens, and I don't think there's an approach to reaching the World Series that many other organizations that we all laud and applaud for doing all it takes. I don't think the Brewers are there. I think they're more interested in sustained success that
at a high level,
right.
But not the highest level.
Right. Which I think we've gotten to the point where we've done this enough. Bring this fan base a World Series, or at least make the effort. I don't think anybody, if you have to trade Luis Pena and he ends up being an all-star, goes, man, I wouldn't have done that Skubal deal. Like, that's just not how it works. People want to have hope.
That ship has sailed. So now what's next? Like, that's what you have to focus on. And if you genuinely believe that there's nothing out there that puts them on the level of the Dodgers, then maybe you are with Chewy saying, save the prospects. Hold on to them. If you genuinely believe that the market doesn't have anything, it doesn't offer anything that is going to get you to that level, then stand pat.
No, I mean, there's still things you can do to improve the roster.
Dance with the girl that brought you. No, sorry. What is it?
Yeah, it's close enough.
We're famous for our idioms here.
Did the girl bring you or did the guy bring you? The guy brought you, but...
Dance with the one who brought you.
Yeah, that's
close enough.
Right up.
Here's the thing that is... the Brewers are going to have to do something about the amount of prospects they have and how they all play the same damn position. Andrew Fisher and Burke, you got to make... one of them has to be the guy. You can't have 2 first basemen.
And we're only assuming he's playing first base because Jesus Mate has to play somewhere.
Because our shortstop is going to play third base because we've already got one there. Like, Jet Williams is basically a non-factor. No one's even talking about, well, he could play. No, everyone's like, yeah, he's going to be traded for something else eventually. Luis Pena is already an outfielder. We all know that's where he's going to end up.
Has to.
Right. So where are these guys going? They have to use these assets to get better. And right now it seems like they're just holding on, hoping something smacks them across the face, and they get a perfect deal that works really great for them.
Is there any chance, guys, that there's somebody out there on the market that the Brewers can push through a lab, right? Because we've all lauded the lab, and elevate to, I'm not saying Skubal, so don't come at me with that, but elevate to a wow.
This year?
Yes.
No.
Why? They turn this stuff around quickly. Kyle Harrison.
Well, Kyle Harrison was already pretty good.
And then they made him better.
Yeah, but I don't even think there's some... Right now, of all the names that I see out there, they're slotting behind Harrison, even with an improvement.
Got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We keep asking questions. We probably need to take a break. We got plenty of show left. We'll be right back after this.
Cold beer, warm summer nights, and the people who matter most. That's the spirit of Yuengling Lager. I have been trying to introduce as many people as I possibly can to Yuengling. It's the oldest brewery in America. They've been bringing people together for generations. Yuengling Lager, a real American beer. Smooth, rich, right here in Wisconsin. I've got my friends when they come over now paying respect and homage to the oldest brewery in America in Yuengling. Backed by 6 generations of brewing tradition since 1829, Yuengling Traditional Lager is a true American original from the oldest brewery in America. Crack open a Yuengling Lager, raise a toast to American tradition. DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
41 southbound is slowing down from just south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Northbound slowing down as well from North Avenue past Burleigh. We've also got westbound on Capitol itself slowing down from Pilgrim Road all the way to Brookfield Road. We've got eastbound 94 slowing just before Hawley Road to 35th, westbound from 35th Street to Hawley Road. Feel the speed at the legendary Milwaukee Mile. The only IndyCar doubleheader of the season roars into Wisconsin State Fair Park August 28th through the 30th. Get your tickets now at wistatefair.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Mostly sunny, a high of 78. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems. Installation of new or old hoops and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is setting the stage to rock your socks off. This August, jam out with real rock off. You could win raging prizes to the tune of $300,000. Get in on the jam session by playing with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries. Thursday nights will be a game show battleground for your share of cash and reward play. Real rock off. It's gonna be epic. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He had heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Some companies build projects. At Professional Construction, Inc., we build relationships.
That means showing up early, taking pride in the details, and having each other's backs, on and off the job site.
We're looking for skilled carpenters who really care about their craft and want to be part of a team.
Not just another paycheck, but a place where the people you work with actually matter.
If you work hard, take pride in what you build, and want to join a tight-knit crew, then we'd love to meet you.
Apply today at professionalconstructioninc.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You can just save yourself so much time by going, okay, we like this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's take a look at all the different things he did at the combine. I just hit my phone, and now my hand is just tingling.
What's with you two today? Jesus. Do you know how to function?
I just like...
On 94.5 ESPN.
You guys know how much I appreciated Closets by Design and what they did for my closet, helping me get organized, making me feel less discombobulated headed into college football season. Well, listen, if you feel that way when you pull into your garage, Closets by Design can help. They've got all of these ways to make your garage a place you actually want to pull into. It's Wisconsin, right? We got golf clubs, we got hockey bags, we got hunting gear, we got fishing equipment, we got bikes, we got tools, we got kids stuff, and it is all probably right in front of your cars. With Closets by Design's wall storage systems, they can maximize your space. They've got custom cabinets that can keep everything organized and out of sight. What are you waiting for? Call my friends at Closets by Design right now to do your garage and make it a place you can actually exist in. Can the Brewers make trades to improve enough to beat the Dodgers in the playoffs? That is our Infinity Exteriors poll. It is on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream. Go ahead and weigh in on that. Normally, I would not take a break from talking about Tarik Skubal and your Milwaukee Brewers. But I'm afraid, guys, if we don't talk about this today, somebody
Me?
will lose their nerve. Chewy,
Yeah.
tell me about the suit. I
there
heard
is
there's a
no way we
suit,
have
there's a
enough
suit.
time for this.
Do we have time? Suit? Was there a suit story from this weekend?
Can I
maybe?
ask you guys a question? Why is there anywhere? There's always a story. Am I right?
With you.
Yeah, we bank
There's
on it.
always a flippin' story.
Yeah, you want to know why?
Why?
Because you're a character.
Here we go. Go to Colorado, wedding, right? Son's in the wedding, his roommate from college. Friday night we go. There's no more rehearsal dinners, which are great. They just do a part. Yeah, they just do parties and stuff, and everyone goes light apps and things like that. So the next day, the wedding's not till 4:30. Me, Ange, and Dyson's fiance decide to go up to Lookout Mountain, where you can see 4 states, and then go to Golden, which is a beautiful town, for lunch. We go there 2:00. Right? We're supposed to be out of there. It's pushing 2:30. Wedding's at 4:30. Shuttle leaves at 3:45. Get back to the hotel. Obviously, it takes the girls a little longer to get ready. I need 15 minutes. So I'm like, all right. Earlier in the day, Angie buys a nice bottle of wine, and I'm having wine as she's getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get ready. Well, it's Angie. Can't leave any wine behind. Takes a wine glass and fills it to the top. In my suit. Go down. We see the shuttle. We're like, oh my God. We called an Uber. She cancels the Uber, goes over to the bus. Is this going to so-and-so's wedding? And the guy couldn't really speak English. Yes. Alexis. The groom's name is Alex. We're like, okay, we get it. I leave the wine inside. Angie goes, can we bring the wine on the bus? Sure. Very careful, Gabe, right?
Yeah, because it's full.
We're sitting there for 3 minutes. It's 4:15. The wedding starts at 4:30. We're not recognizing anyone on the bus.
Of course.
We're on the wrong bus. Not even the right bus. Canceled the Uber.
So now you're SOL.
She has the car keys.
Okay.
And she's frantic. We're 5 minutes away. I'm like, relax. Still got the wine in my hand. I get in the car. She's driving a little nutso. And ding, ding, my seatbelt.
Yeah.
Going off. This is when you trust your instincts. Okay? I'm like, okay. I'm going to put it in the wine holder for 2 seconds and put my seatbelt on. Put it in the wine holder. Go to get my seatbelt. She karate chops the wine all over me. All over me. We're halfway there. It's 4:20. She's like, we got to go back and put that in water. I'm like, what am I going to wear? I have gym shorts and T-shirts and a suit. I'm looking up to the sky, and I'm like, I'm breathing. I didn't know if I was mad. I didn't know what I was. It was just like, and then part of me is like, you should have listened to your gut. I got red wine all over me, and I just played it off.
To be
like,
clear,
no big deal.
This is the suit, right?
The suit.
This is the suit we've been hearing about for about a year now.
Yes.
That you got in trouble for.
Yes. There's commas to the suit.
Commas in the suit. A comma.
Well, but you got 2, so.
So the material was really nice where when it dried, you could kind of see it. But I don't know if the dry cleaner.
I mean, you got to try.
But I negotiated it down. That was worth 300 wears. So I went from 1,100. Now I'm down to 800.
I just want to be clear, because she did the karate chopping.
Yes.
You're off the hook.
You wouldn't own it at first, though.
Doubtful.
And then she wanted the wine. I left it inside the hotel, but because it was a little expensive, go get the wine. And I'm like, this just doesn't sound like it's going to work out well. So the suit is on the way to the dry cleaner, and I'll let you know what happens. Always a story. There's always a story.
Because you're a character.
Holy cow. Okay, we can go to
I'm
break.
glad that we got that out. I'm afraid he wasn't going to tell it if we didn't do it today, guys.
Yeah, no, that was. I feel better.
Oh, well, good. Not
He'd
about the
have told
Brewers, but just generally speaking.
Yeah,
We'll
he
take
would've
a
told
break
it
here
tomorrow.
on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Be right back after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
We're not trying to get from A to B. We're trying to get from A to SB, as in the Super Bowl.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Hi, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Most contractors cut corners and disappear when there's a problem. Not us. Since 1997, we've completed over 60,000 projects, earned thousands of 5-star reviews, and were named 2025 Roofing Magazine Contractor of the Year. We set the standard for exterior remodeling, trusted by homeowners, proven every single day. We're excited to show you why choosing Infinity means peace of mind. Visit infinityexteriors.com to see why your neighbors trust Infinity.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696. And manage your diabetes as easy as...
Kenny here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of the guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's a delicious, portable, zero-sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
With summer starting to wind down and the kids heading back to school and everyone settling into a new routine, it's the perfect time for you to focus on your health and weight loss journey. I'm Josh DiMaggio, and I can honestly say I've never felt better since starting my journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. I wasn't looking for another quick fix. I wanted something that actually worked and fit my lifestyle. I'm sleeping better, my clothes fit differently, and I genuinely feel more confident. Milwaukee Weight Loss is a doctor-developed, doctor-supervised program designed to help you lose weight safely and naturally and to keep it off. Some patients lose up to 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Many lose up to a pound of fat a day. No drugs, no surgery, no injections, just a proven metabolic reset that helps your body do what it's designed to do. The kids are getting back to a fresh start this school year. Why not give yourself one too? Back to school means back to you. Enroll with Milwaukee Weight Loss by August 31st and receive $200 off the complete program. Don't wait until the holidays and make a promise to yourself. You'll start in January. Start today. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980 or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
2 questions for you guys as we wrap up the show today. 1, will the Brewers make a significant move by the trade deadline today? Give me a yes, give me a no.
Not significant.
Josh, he's like, I have no words.
Define significant.
One that will get them closer in the talent gap of the Dodgers.
They won't lose. Yeah. They won't lose any top prospects.
Yeah. I don't see. I mean, they'll make moves. I don't know how significant they will be.
Brewers will make a move. I will be on that side of the ledger. Second question for you: if in fact there is a work stoppage, which we believe there will be, and they implement a salary cap, will all of this have been worth it? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Wow, you guys are all in agreement today.
I just said no because Gabe did, and he's smarter at baseball than I am. So.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Again, if you believe the conspiracy
you
theories, which are that the Tigers dealt Skubal to the Dodgers to infuriate fans in order to get that salary cap pushed through when the work stoppage comes in December, and they get the salary cap implemented, would it all be worth it? You're still saying no.
Yeah.
Willie and Tausch, I'm sure, will continue this conversation. Ryan Braun joins the guys this afternoon on Kyle and Ben. What is their show called?
Kyle and Brust.
Kyle and Brust.
And it airs
so close.
They'll be on at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Perfect
to talk
promo.
Trade
Nailed it.
deadline. I couldn't remember what the show was called.
Westbound 94 still a little bit tight.